Welcome to the Saucy Scribes podcast.
I'm Alex, your resident book psycho.
I'm Ashley, your crystal-loving cat lady.
And I'm Allie, your aspiring author.
Welcome to our episode of the deep dive of The Gate, a short story by Callie Hart. Since we all are busy with the holidays this season, we thought we'd do a little mini episode for the month of December and get excited for our full coverage of Brimstone in January.
Yeah.
And since we won't be seeing you every week, we will give a brief summary of the lovely cocktails we have planned out for the entire month. So keep an eye out on our Instagram at Saucy Scribes Pod for the recipes as the month progresses. And we're trying something new this month. We're going to do one cocktail inspired by The Gate. And for the rest of the weeks of December, we're diving into the holiday spirit with a series of romantasy-inspired holiday cocktails. Think magic, mistletoe, and just the right amount of spice.
Yeah.
First up, we have the Drake. It's a gin cocktail inspired by the dragon Amna Shakrai because nothing says apex predator like setting your garnish on fire. It's sharp with lime, dark with blackberries, and laced with tarragon syrup. A little wild, a little dangerous, and definitely not taken lightly.
We also have The Last Room, our gingerbread-inspired cocktail for all those romantasy moments when there's only one bed left at the inn. It's warm, spiced, and just a little bit dangerous. The kind of drink that smells like cinnamon and tastes like tension.
Then we have Kindred Spirits, a mulled wine-inspired cocktail celebrating one of our favorite tropes, found family. It's rich, warm, and a little bittersweet, like those moments when strangers become home and battle-scarred misfits start calling each other ours. This is the drink you share after surviving the impossible, poured with laughter, healing, and just a touch of magic.
We also have He Said, She Slayed, a festive twist on the classic miscommunication trope, because nothing says we could have solved this in one conversation like vodka, grenadine, and a little chaos. It's sharp with lime, sweet with grenadine, and topped with lemon lime soda. Just bubbly enough to cover the tension. Finished with a coconut rim and a cherry on top, because Petty never looked this pretty.
And finally, we have Creature Comforts, a hot cocoa mocktail inspired by the true heroes of romantasy, the creature sidekicks. It's rich, sweet, and just a little mischievous, perfect for the cozy fox, their sarcastic dragon, or the tiny little monster who definitely deserves their own novella.
And that's today's pour. A little magic, a little mischief, and just enough spice to keep things interesting. Whether you're toasting dragons, sharing cocoa with your creature companion, or arguing over who gets the last room, remember, every great romantasy deserves a great drink.
Cheers!
Cheers!
Our Patreon is officially live. If you love the show, consider becoming a first-year scribe for just $5 a month. You'll get early access to our ad-free episodes, a digital cocktail booklet for each book we cover, and an exclusive printable dust sleeve designed to mimic the look of vintage leather-bound books. Perfect for dressing up your romantasy shelf. This membership is a way to support the show and help us continue bringing this magical, messy, and swoony content to life. And if you've got a moment, we'd love if you rated and reviewed the podcast wherever you are listening.
Before we dive in, we need to give a spoiler warning. We will be discussing the entire story of The Gate, any references to Quicksilver, and anything Callie Hart has said in interviews. If we reference another series spoiler, we will give a spoiler sound in the episode so you can skip ahead.
And now, a quick heads up from your saucy scribes. Quicksilver and The Gate isn't your average love story. It's dark, electric dive into obsession, vengeance, and the thin line between desire and destruction. Between the heat and heartbreak, expect violence, trauma, grief, and unapologetically steamy encounters. In other words, things get intense. We know the dark romance world doesn't sugarcoat its edges, and neither do we. So here's your velvet with a bite blanket trigger warning. If any of these themes feel heavy, please take care of yourself and pause when you need to. Your well-being comes first, always. But if you're ready to chase the chaos, pour yourself something strong, brace your heart, and let's unravel this wild, wicked ride together. All right, scribes, let's get into it.
Today, we're tackling The Gate, a short story based on Quicksilver that Callie Hart released on her website in 2 parts, where death gets philosophical, grief gets magical, and our favorite shadow daddy takes emotional damage and physical trauma all in one go. We've got dragons, theaters, ghostly sisters dropping cryptic prophecies, and a sword that might literally be haunted. So let's get into it. The night starts crystal clear, all quiet, all calm, until it isn't, because of course there are wolves at the gate, literally, a dragon in the sky, and a whole damn army of undead feeders crawling up the mountain. Our brooding commander, Kingfisher, and his found family pack, the Lupo Parelia, are outnumbered, outgunned, and out of luck. Cue the banter, the bad jokes, and the bone-deep dread, because when a drake the size of a small mountain, high Omnishakrai, descends from the heavens, it's not exactly a good omen. As chaos unfolds, Fisher does what all tragic, emotionally repressed heroes do, makes a terrible, noble decision. The city's gate, wrought from iron, aka fey kryptonite, has to be closed by hand. So naturally, he grabs it with both hands while it melts his flesh off. Delicious.
Mm.
But because this story loves to crush us emotionally, his brothers, Renfis and Loreth, won't let him die alone. They slip through the gate to help him push, and together they close it. Blood, fire, shadows, found family, the works. And just when you think your heart can't take it, Danya shows up too, sword blazing like a goddess, ready to face 5,000 feeders and a dragon with her brothers. The gates close, the city's safe, and the wolves stand together. Hero Kingfisher is seconds away from dying on a blood-soaked mountainside, feeders closing in, Renfis panicking, Danya cursing him back to life. He's bleeding Quicksilver. The dragon's about to break free, and it's all looking very end of the world until the sky explodes into light. Suddenly, he's no longer dying in the snow, but standing in a golden meadow face to face with mischievous twin goddesses who giggle, who want to taste his blood, and toy with time like it's a game of dice. They call him Fierce Heart, flirt, tease, and casually drop a few cosmic truths he's definitely not supposed to know. But just as he catches a glimpse of someone he needs, wink wink, someone who feels like the future itself, he's yanked back into his body at the Aegon Gate. He's alive, they healed him, and he's holding a brand new god sword humming with ancient power. So Kingfisher politely declines Death's invitation to perish in Aegon because dying covered in dragon soot is just tacky. Instead, he dives headfirst into a nightmare buffet of feeders. He's slicing and dicing like a shadow-wielding blender when the real problem shows back up, the dragon Omnishakrai. Renfis, the stoic bestie, watches his twin sister Morel get flambéed by said dragon and immediately decides emotional regulation is overrated and almost nukes himself with grief-powered magic. Fisher saves him barely, then goes feral himself, hallucinating that everyone in the battlefield is Morel yelling, "You let me die," thanks to the Quicksilver stuck in his head. Not ideal for mental health. Then comes the grand finale. Team We're So Dead ambushes the dragon, gets yeeted around like popcorn, and our hero ends up inside the dragon's mouth, which is not great. But instead of dying horribly, he just stabs upwards, screams for Morel in dramatic Fey Latin, and somehow nukes the dragon from the inside out. Fisher is stuck inside the dead dragon's mouth, but he knows he won't die here, main character confidence, so he drifts into this in-between place, the lobby of the afterlife, basically, and finds Morel waiting for him. She's not burned or broken anymore, just smiling, teasing, holding a book, and looking like herself again. He jokes about her wearing a dress, she calls him stupid. Standard sibling banter, except, she's dead. They finally say the things they never could, the almost love, the what-ifs, the affection that never quite fit into words. But Morel shuts down his guilt fast. She was his sister in every way that mattered, and not even death's about to change that. Then she drops some casual world-ending news. The god swords are failing, except for his, because she bound a piece of her soul to his blade. He freaks out. She tells him to stop being dramatic, dead but still bossy, yes, queen. But before fading, she adds on one final cryptic warning, from his mom, no less. Guard your true name. Your life depends on it. And then she's gone, leaving him with a cursed sword, 2 ghosts on speed dial, and a brand new existential crisis.
Let's fucking go.
Yep,
Amazing.
It's time for Threads of Theory, our deep dive corner where we analyze clues, decode foreshadowing, and stitch together predictions for the gate, leading into Brimstone.
Mhm.
Nothing in this story is accidental, and we're gonna prove it. Oh,
Wow.
so good. It is
So
a
good.
Juicy short story she gave us.
Yeah, it's
It
wonderful.
Very
is.
juicy. And
Mhm.
I can't believe that she says you don't have to read any of her bonus content before Brimstone comes out, because we find out, I feel like,
much.
very important information. Like right off the bat, we find out that Renfis has a twin sister.
What? Yeah. Hello?
Hello? Exactly. That feels like very important
It's very
information
important
about his
information.
character building.
Yes. And we find out the
Yes.
names of all of his wolves.
The wolves. Yeah.
Yes. And we meet them,
Yes.
which brings me to, okay, we have Renfis, Morel, Lorith, Danya, Corix, who used to train dragons, by the way. Love that little tidbit.
What?
Exactly. Foley, who I think does die by the end of this story. And then a guy, I'm not even going to pretend like I can pronounce his name, but they call him Vash for short. So let's
Yes.
just stick with that.
Vash Gideon?
Yes.
Vash Gideon?
So
Yeah.
my first questions too are, where the hell are Corix and Vash Gideon in
Yes.
our current story?
No clue. No clue.
Like,
Crazy.
I'm sorry, what? Like, maybe they are dead and we just haven't gotten those stories yet? Because, I mean, this
Maybe.
does happen like 400 years or so
Like prior.
Yeah.
Quicksilver. So a lot can
Yeah.
happen in that amount of time. But it does
Yeah.
feel very like, I'm going to need more information here. Also,
Absolutely.
do we see then Foley and Vash and Brimstone, and they've just been like weird background characters that have always kind of been there, but we didn't know existed?
Can't wait to find out.
Maybe they're at a different camp. Maybe they're on a different side of a Quicksilver pool.
Maybe they're stuck in a maze.
Yeah, I'm like really curious because I feel like if they were at the camp in Quicksilver, we would have met them.
Yeah.
All of his wolves come into the war tent. We meet Danya, Breath, all those people. So it feels very weird that Corix and Bash are just not included if they're there.
Yeah. Danya has much less of an attitude problem in this story.
She does, which gives me great hope for one day having a redemption storyline if she's Carry-On's other half.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do feel like at least Corix could still be alive because the fact that he used to train dragons feels like a quite intentional breadcrumb.
Yeah. Well, and also to add upon that breadcrumb, in our deep dive of Quicksilver, we were like, are we going to get more dragons? And then reading through this, did you notice how she kept saying that the dragon smelled like brimstone?
Oh, yeah.
So
She used brimstone, I think,
a lot.
400 times in this short story.
Really,
To the point where I was like, I don't know that we have the same definition of brimstone. And I had to like look it up and I don't think that
it's
we
like
do.
sulfur.
It is, but like the way she uses it is like molten lava rocks tumbling
Like brimstone.
from the that's when she uses the word brimstone, which to me does not equate to sulfur.
Well, lava does smell like sulfur.
It does, but I feel like we're using the term rather loosely here.
Yeah.
Which how much she uses it.
But so
Yes.
all the more to our point, are we getting dragons?
I think we absolutely
Yes,
are. The
I
whole
ensure
book,
Corix,
the
the
whole book
dragon
is titled
trainer.
Brimstone. Yeah,
I
the
mean, I
whole
think
book is titled Brimstone.
But also when the dragon skull was at the throne, I was like, oh, here we are.
Mm-hmm. But I also think they know nothing really about dragons. I think it's going to be one of those things where they think they know everything about dragons and that they're evil, they have no hearts, all those things, but they don't really know anything.
Yeah, these dragons seem quite the opposite of Empyrean dragons.
I mean,
For
they
sure.
actually talk out loud.
They do.
Yeah.
And they do talk
Not
out
mind to
loud, just
mind.
like, yeah. I mean, similar to Empyrean at least. They're not like nonverbal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's interesting because I feel like the way Fisher talks about him, he doesn't see them as very intelligent beings, but I think they are very intelligent beings based on the few things that he says.
Yes.
Agree.
I mean, obviously, it had already had thought about what its plan was, where it had to land, and all of these things. It's very intentional.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It was waiting to attack until the right person.
He's like,
like
my
very
cave is
intentional.
bejeweled with all of the diamonds and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like,
I do love that he has like more of a stereotypical dragon lore where he like loves treasure and he needs gold and jewels and he's like must protect them.
Yeah.
he's like, I like silver, but I like gold more. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what he wants even more than that? Human bodies.
Yep, which is why he
sees
turns on the
himself
city.
in other ways.
Yep. Which is
But-
also interesting.
And
Little tidbit.
Malcolm promised him the bodies of those who did not turn.
Yeah.
So he was like, I get something out of this. Of course I'm going to wait.
Yep. You get a body. You get a body.
Yes, which I think it is important to note that they all think he's the last dragon, but he does say the word us in this story.
Mm.
He did.
Yes, it's not like he refers to himself in that type of language through the whole story. He
Right.
only
He's
says
not
it
talking in plural.
once.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. So I do think it was a slip and that there are more dragons that they don't know about, hence the next book, Brimstone.
Yeah.
Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
It
Can't
does.
wait. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
Soon.
I'm going to start calling him the Drake because Amna Shakrai is a mouthful.
Do we think that name means anything?
I don't know.
It
You want to Google
probably
it?
means something
It's
in
just
like
a very.
Gaelic.
It's very. Oh, should we look it up? It's a very.
It could.
long
She
name.
also, I don't know if anyone's asked her this specific question in an interview. She uses a lot of inspiration from Lord of the Rings. So it could also be like
Makes
an
sense.
elfish word or something like that. Like it's one of the reasons in Quicksilver that the coins have fish. I think it's one side is fish. But in
Also,
Quicksilver, the
wait,
reason
you
she
guys.
has what's on the coins is from Lord of the Rings because she's heavily inspired by that.
It's also Namshakrai.
I'm definitely
Yes.
not saying that. So we're
Well,
gonna
so-
start referring to him as the
Namshakrai.
Drake. Yes, I'm gonna call him the Drake because I can't even.
Yeah, I even suggested calling the cocktail Nom Shakai, and Alex is like,
Num
we'll call
nums.
it the Drake.
Just call it Num Num. But also it could
Num Num.
be called what are the other names? Silent Death.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What were the
Something
other?
about Ash.
Oh, Silent Death, Old Blood, and Grandfather Ash.
There we go.
I'm sticking with the
Wild.
Drake. But speaking of names, he also calls Fisher Cursedborn, which
What does that
is
mean?
very interesting and specific. And we know names in this world have a lot of weight and meaning.
Well,
Mhm.
clearly, yes. And his that we don't know.
No one.
What?
We don't know anyone's real name except for Saris, technically.
Yeah.
So is Fisher cursed? Is the dragon correct? I mean, we know that he's lived his whole life for sacrifice, so I wouldn't say he's exactly not cursed.
No. But cursed born has a different kind of
Connotation, like it was like
connotation.
prophesized.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
exactly.
from the womb.
Which could also just be playing into everything we know about the story. You know, we know that the god of chaos tried to cut their ties to the world so that they weren't cursed anymore, essentially, like dooming the tree to die. So it could just be
Mhm.
referring to that.
Fair. He
Like
was
the stars knew he was going to be born to doom the world, essentially, with his love for Saris. So
cursed born. Like, that makes
it
sense.
could just be referring to that.
Yeah.
And I mean, this story pulls no punches. We see Danya, Ren, and Loreth stand by Fisher's side. It's quite an emotional story for something that takes you 20 minutes to read.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
maybe a little more than 20 minutes, but yes.
Yeah.
Not too
yeah.
long.
Alex is our resident book psycho, so
Yeah,
she
yeah,
reads
yeah,
very
yeah.
quickly.
Reads
No.
very
I do.
quickly.
I read too quickly sometimes, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved this short story because it was meaty and emotional, and I loved getting to see more of the bond with Danya, Ren, and Loreth and all of that. What it used to be. So we have now like more of a frame of reference
Yeah.
of like, you know, when Ren is like, this is not how he's always been and all those things. Now we can kind of really see what their relationship used to be like 400 years
Absolutely.
ago, which is really nice.
Really nice. It peels the curtain back for sure.
Yeah.
Which is really, really great.
Isn't there a point in Quicksilver? I'm pretty positive that Ren says, I owe my life to Fisher. And we see this here because he and Loreth walk through the Shadow Gate to stop him from basically burning himself out, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 It's great. How do we think that the gods summoned Kingfisher here? So this is interesting that he just kind of like, you know, goes to the gods. There's no pool that he travels through like Saris does at the end of Quicksilver. Does that mean the Quicksilver inside him is like his own walking pool, essentially?
Yes. I mean, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, so he has Quicksilver inside him, so it must be some like
And it
internal
speaks to
portal.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, does that mean he can always kind of do this in our current story and he just, you know, doesn't, obviously? It's so confusing.
Well, maybe he
It is
can't do it, but
confusing.
like the gods can activate it within him, maybe?
Mm,
Or the
But
Quicksilver
also-
itself, because they're like, no, we're not going to let,
right. Fisher die.
we're not going to let you die. And then maybe the Quicksilver itself sends him to the.
Well, I think the Quicksilver itself is kind of the gods. Because we see in Quicksilver, you know, the silver talking to Saris is doing so for Zareth, the god of chaos. Yeah, so I think it's all
the portal.
connected.
It is their
Yeah.
like, For
I
sure.
think the voices could be all the gods' voices,
Yeah.
and there's a lot more gods that we don't know about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The
But
all and the many.
yes.
Yes.
But we also have to remember during this point, the Quicksilver's, like, leaking out of him. Like, he's
Yeah.
bleeding it, so I'm wondering if, like, that's become his tiny pool that he can,
Right.
like,
Oh, actually,
travel
you're right.
through.
It's like the
Yeah.
Quicksilver
Whoa.
was coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, ooh.
So
And then
maybe
all
it's
of a
not
sudden,
something he
yeah.
can do all the time. It's only when he's,
Yeah.
like, bleeding to death and dying.
Yeah, switch to the gods. Like all of a sudden he's up there and they're like tasting his blood. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And during his visit, he says he's been to visit the gods twice before, once when he was a boy, and then once when Zareth offered him a proposition. And I think the proposition they're talking about is when Zareth was like, "Will you be my champion?" or
Yeah.
whatever conversation that happened. I hope we get that conversation or more details about it in book 2. I think we will. She's
Yeah.
already said in interviews that Brimstone is like just chock full of information. It's like a complete information
Yeah.
dump.
I think it's going to be
And we get
pivotal.
his
Like I think we
POV.
need to know.
We do. Yeah, we get his
Ooh.
POV for half the book. So I feel like he will at least think about this conversation and we will get
Oh,
the
absolutely.
information.
We must. And then the
Sure.
stars, like, you know what I mean?
I
I
do
don't know.
love that little seed or whatever that like they are on multiple timelines.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it so
Yes.
much.
That she's smelling her in the conversation we saw her having with Sarah.
I love it so much. I thought it was beautiful.
But it also opens up that there are multiple timelines in this universe.
Yes.
Mhm.
Which I don't know if anyone's put this together. I mean, I know fans have, but the timeline of Carrion being taken to Zilvarin and what age he was and what age Fisher was doesn't line up in the story. And
Mhm.
Callie has said that's intentional. And I think that's because she's showing us here that there are multiple timelines.
I love it.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Me too.
Like, if you notice, he says, I think his father dies when he's like 10,
Mhm.
but him and Carrion are like, he's so much older than Carrion. Like, Carrion wouldn't exist, and his dad is the one who took Carrion to Zilvarian. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like the timelines don't add up. And I think this is why. And I'm curious how this is going to play into our story. And does that mean his dad is still alive and just on a different timeline?
Who could know?
Yeah, I don't know.
Feels like we
I
might
don't
find
know.
out.
There's a theory going around that Elroy is secretly his dad, but I don't think that that's true. Your
Oh,
face right
gosh.
now.
I'm like, wow, what about that? Just like guiding his future
I don't
love?
think so. It's
What?
like
I don't. That
it's
doesn't feel
weird,
right to me.
Yeah. I
right? It
don't
doesn't feel
know.
right. Also,
And
like,
also,
why
he's
didn't he stay with
aging.
Carrion?
It feels a little icky.
Yeah, it feels icky.
Yeah.
Also, why wouldn't he have stayed with Carrion then when they went through the Quicksilver and he was like raised by all these women? It's
Mhm.
weird. It doesn't make any sense to me. It makes more sense to
His
me if like
grandmother.
he somehow wound up on a different timeline or something and everyone thinks he's dead
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
like somehow finds his way back. But I mean, this is like also every fantasy fan's nightmare, right? Multiple timelines because it's gets so confusing and you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see where she goes with that and if she's going to use it a lot. I really hope she doesn't, to be honest, because I'm already
Confused. Yeah. I feel like I
Timelines are
would
tricky.
I would love for it to be only when they're up there visiting the gods that there can exist multiple timelines at once.
Yes.
I would just prefer that for my brain, but I'm down for the ride.
Agree. As long as it makes sense. Like if she does it in a way where it really feels clear and intentional and there's rules around it, I think the hard part with multiple timelines is like, it feels like then there's no rules.
Mhm.
Yeah, we
Like
need
anyone
rules.
can be alive, anyone can be dead. And then it makes it almost like too easy for some of our characters. And then it's like death may not mean as much. Like what if like Morel comes back because there's multiple timelines? It's like that all just doesn't seem fair. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like there's a timeline where she didn't die, so then she can be alive, but I don't know. It's very complex.
It's very complex. Yeah. I really hope it doesn't go too far into that world. So while he is visiting the twin goddesses, they give him Nimmerel, which we later find out in the story he names for Morel, which is also just stab me in the
Yeah.
heart,
Truly.
truly. But the sword has some mystery around it
Mhm.
because they just had it and it was he said that it was like ancient feeling and it felt important and all those
Yeah,
things.
whose sword
Mhm.
is this?
Whose sword is it? Is it Xeris? Did they take it, steal it from their father? That's like
That's
kind of the vibe I maybe got.
wild. That's ballsy. Ballsy,
And
ladies.
wasn't it like one of the only swords that still contained magic?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Well,
because
that's because
Morel
Morel.
binds her soul to it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. When she
Ugh.
dies, which is
But
also just
Yeah.
so sad. I think we all know the importance of a twin to
Mhm.
each other, and for Ren to lose his twin sister before
Yeah.
we don't even know her in the regular story, which is what's so crazy.
Really crazy. Really crazy.
Yes. But I do love this backstory of his, and I think if he's one of the people who gets one of the spin-off books, that's going to be a huge part of the
Yeah.
spin-off book of
Yeah, I think so
him
too.
feeling whole again
Yeah.
after losing his twin.
I mean, a very important journey.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Very.
Let's
Right.
dive into this battle some more. So he loses his twin sister. It is devastating.
Yeah.
And Fisher says he couldn't form a shadow gate 6 months ago. And that's also just like a weird kernel of information that feels weighted.
Mhm.
Like, why is that
Mhm.
part of the story? Is that going to happen again in Brimstone where
Yeah.
his shadow gates all of a sudden aren't functioning?
Yeah.
And why? Was
And
it like
why?
emotional turmoil? I mean, I took it as whenever you have a problem like that, it's usually like a mind block of some sort of
Absolutely.
emotional turmoil.
Yeah.
But what happened 6 months ago in this story that caused that to
Mhm.
happen? And what could
Mhm.
happen in our current story to cause that to happen?
Yeah.
Also, I don't know, it just feels weirdly important.
It does. Yeah. I mean, he didn't
Was
have
it
the
like a
sword.
learning curve?
Yeah.
A learning
A
curve.
learning curve. It's like you have to be in a certain headspace, mind space in order to be able to create one.
Yeah, but in our current story, he just kind of does it like whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But I wonder if the sword amplifies any of that for him
Oh,
now.
interesting. Could also,
You know?
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Who knows?
How do we feel like Morel came back to speak to him in the dragon's mouth? Like let's discuss him seeing her and that
Yeah,
conversation.
it's interesting that he just like drifts into this like
Yeah.
realm where he can talk to her. I mean,
Yeah.
this is
It's
a
like a
story of
between
magic.
realm.
Yeah,
Yes.
and this is a story of magic, so it's not that weird, I guess. And he was just in another realm talking to the gods.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Right.
but he seems to be drifting all over the place in
Yeah,
this story.
absolutely. And the Quicksilver's talking to him. Everybody's Morel.
Yes.
So many voices.
I kind of like this little tidbit that we get that they could have been more than sibling love or best friends,
Mhm.
but it never went that far. It kind of gives, I feel like, Fisher and Saris more equal footing that she had this more important relationship in her past too with Carrion, even
Yeah.
though it's very different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It kind of gives like that equal weight of like, we've both had past relationships now or almost past relationships that could be important to us but we're going to be more important to each other kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think their relationship was really beautiful. I think it's obviously so devastating that she's not in the story anymore.
I mean, or will she appear again?
I hope not. Like, it makes the death feel cheap, you know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, different timeline, bring him back. Like
The next time he's in the mouth of a dragon, then she'll
Then she'll show up.
Then she'll show up.
But I love that she's also like all knowing now that she's dead. She's like, the god swords are gonna start failing. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
And so she
P.S. Your
binds
mom told me to
herself.
tell you.
Yes, exactly. Like, by the way, guard your true name
What? Your
because
I
I
your life
know.
depends. The world depends on it.
your life
Like,
Like, this
depends
is
on
a
it.
lot to unpack while being eaten.
While being in the mouth of a dead dragon. Yeah.
Yes. Which,
Okay.
like, okay, no fae in this world shares their true name. For people who don't remember in the story, it's something only your mother and you know. And I think it goes back to that old fae lore of names holding power. If someone knows your name, they can control you and all those
Mhm.
things.
Yeah.
And I do think he's going to tell Saris his true name. I think we're going to know what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, they are beyond fated mates, etc. But I wonder if in telling her if that's actually what his mom's trying to warn against. Like, I don't think
mean,
Saris would ever betray him,
No.
but it could be part of the plot line of like an accidental, maybe not accidental betrayal, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I
someone
wonder
reads
if
her
his
mind.
mom. Yeah, I don't know because didn't Zareth tell Saris that like they were going to create a new whatever together?
Yeah, she's a new breed of
Yes. Maybe his
like,
mom
being.
doesn't want that to happen. I don't know. No, that can't be true because the journal, she's been drawing
Because
her
all
whole
the
day.
books.
But
Yeah.
in the
But she
journal,
also
she
thought
was
yeah, she was gonna be
So
Fae.
at this point, the mom knows that she's probably not Fae. So
Right.
maybe it's I don't know. I don't know. There's got to be something there, and I can't wait to find out.
I know.
Well, yeah, and now the gods can't impede on their story anymore. Like they can't
Right. Well, at least for
toy with them.
Cerys, that's
Yeah.
different. It's different though. He cut the ties for Cerys, not for Kingfisher.
A good point.
So it is almost she can affect change without there being any interference. He can't. He's still a Fae. He's still part of the, God regular timeline of whatever.
Hmm.
Yeah. So maybe that's like part of the whole true name thing of he could
Yeah.
be controlled still.
I don't
It's just
know.
interesting.
It's
I
gonna
hope
be
we
great.
find out lots of true names. Like now I'm like, what's Renfus's real name?
Exactly.
What's Everlanie's real name?
Yeah.
And things
Yeah.
like that, which is kind of fun.
Do we know why he's called Kingfisher?
I saw something on Instagram the other day that was like because he literally was the one to rescue Carrion and he's the king, like he fished for the king. And I was like, that's kind of hilarious.
Okay.
So that's I don't know. But I think we will find out why his nickname is Kingfisher. I do think it's important.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a willy-nilly name that she just like
No.
picked out of the ether.
No. Picked out of the ether.
It's also way more nicknamey than anyone else's name. Like at least Everlanie's name is like a name.
Correct.
His is literally
Kingfisher.
like Kingfisher. Like that's not a name.
I mean, well, if you think about it, like, old names like Smithson, like there was like the son of the Smith or like
Right.
Blackstone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, which is where the Kingfisher came from. They're like he literally fished the king out of Zilvar.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, yeah.
So maybe his mom like knew that was going to
Very.
happen, was like, you're Kingfisher.
Yeah.
So that's kind of our whole story here. But I just want to bring up that while we're recording this podcast, Brimstone has still not been released, even though we know this podcast premieres on December 1st. But Callie has released some sound bites from the audiobook.
Yes.
And
Wait,
it has the fandom in a tizzy. It has the fandom in a tizzy.
I haven't
So-
listened.
I'll just give a synopsis of what the soundbite is. It is Kingfisher talking to someone and
Sounds like Carrion.
asking them if they are in love with Cerys. And they say, no, well, like it's complicated, essentially.
Yeah.
And the fandom is in a tizzy because I think we're
Is it
all in agreement.
Taladeus?
Yes, that it's
Is
probably
it
Carrion,
Carrion?
but everyone else thinks it's Taladeus. And I'm just like, no, I refuse to have a love triangle in this story. It doesn't make any sense. I think
But
it's
the
Carrion.
audio clip does sound like a love triangle, but I do think it's Carrion because, like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm your audiobook girly for the pod, and the voice actor sounds just. I mean, I'm pretty positive all the men are the same guy, but like
it is, yeah. He's very good at inflection, though.
but
yes,
the
for the different characters
tone, yep,
Where do
Or-
I find this?
on her Instagram.
on her Instagram, the tone sounds just like the way
Carrion.
that he does Carrion's voice.
I agree. I've listened to the audiobook too. It also just like makes sense plot wise. When we leave the story, he's by her bedside. When she was almost dying, he was freaking out. So like I could see that be a natural conversation for them to have.
And now he's like kind of taking his power and he's like, well, I'm here with her. Like,
And like
I want her.
he's gonna be he is the real king and now she is a queen. So
yeah.
it would be a
Um,
conversation of should we marry and join our people. Like I could see why this would be a conversation. I don't think it's Tal, but so many people think that it is.
Yeah. I think it's Carrion.
have never gone to Callie Hart author Instagram looking at the artwork.
Oh
Huh?
Baby.
Yeah.
She also made some clips for it probably looks like a video clip. So she
Yeah.
did some clips for this release.
it-
They actually filmed some like little like shadowy scenes. Oh, here it is.
Well, thank Fisher. She's, well, spectacular. Exactly. I couldn't blame the male for seeing what was obvious. I could only pity him that she wasn't his. And be fucking thankful that she was mine.
It's Carrion. Come
It's
on.
Carrion, right?
The
too.
inflection is
on.
Carrion.
I
Just-
haven't listened to any of the audio of this, so I don't know the voices or the inflection, but in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I
Because
just
also
don't
Tal is written differently than Carrion, and that cockiness reads through on Carrion's lines, and that's that
does. It's like,
cockiness. Like,
come on, Fisher, of course.
he's like,
Yeah.
well,
Well,
it's not that easy.
And I stand by what we talked about last episode, that I think her and Tal are going to have more of like a, not father-daughter relationship, but that
mentor.
mentor type of relationship. And I don't think that they're going to have a love triangle.
no, I can't. I don't want
It doesn't make sense for
No.
our story. Like,
Mm-mm.
their love is supposed to literally ruin worlds, and you
Mhm.
think we're going to have a love triangle? Like, it just doesn't add up. It does add up that Fisher would be concerned Carrion is still in love with
Correct.
his
Yeah.
probably soon to be wife one day.
Yes.
Mhm.
And he's going to be the potential king of Yavelia.
And he's,
Like,
yes.
That is way more plausible to me.
Yes. Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
way more.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But I love it. I love that that's the audio clip she chose to share with everyone. And
Hilarious.
she has to know that's like the number one Reddit
yeah.
thread on the internet, that people are freaking out that there's going to be a love triangle with Tal. So she definitely chose very specifically.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Also, I saw that the on Target the pre-orders are sold out. So
Oh,
you can't
really?
even get the pre-orders from Target as of right now. I don't know about like other retailers. but-
Wow.
Oh, well, I was definitely
Mhm.
going to go to Target on Tuesday and buy the physical copy. So
They might have the physical copy. I just think it's all of the like
The
the
pre-order.
pre-orders
Stop.
the
shipping
pre-orders
out.
that ship. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I mean, I pre-ordered it on Kindle, so either way I'll be able to start
Yeah,
it. But
exactly. Me
for
too.
our deep dives, I like the physical book, so I can do highlighting and all that juicy stuff.
Annotation.
The book psycho that you are.
Annotations, yes.
We highlight. We tab.
I love it so much.
Yep.
I
But
love
I
it.
think that wraps us up with our story, and it's time for roses. The
Yay!
moments we adored, the moments we side-eyed, and everything in between. I mean, I think we've talked about our roses a little bit, just covering in Threads of Theory, but I do love the backstory we get of also the song that we hear in Quicksilver.
yes.
That Morris
Yes.
sings.
Yes.
And now
That the
we have the
Quicksilver
story.
keeps.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm,
And now we
mhm.
have the story of where the song came from. And
Yeah.
I think that's such a cool bonus content to include.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree.
I really like that we get to meet the other wolves and get to see like the relationship that they had before Sarah's coming into the story or anything like
Yeah,
that. Like, because we kind
absolutely.
of just get thrown them in Quicksilver and we're like, wait, who are these
Yeah.
wolves?
Yeah. Seeing their
agree.
camaraderie and their history and all of that through like a really tumultuous scene, in the
Mhm.
book is
Yes.
really, really important.
And I just do love in general a lot of bonus content we get for other series, which isn't bad, but it's usually just like the same events we know from a different character's point of view,
Mhm.
which
Mhm.
she does have 2 of those on her website as well. But I love that this is actually just a full little short story that it's all fresh. It's more than just fun reading, like, spoiler for Empyrean. It's fun when we get to see Xaden's POV and Empyrean of stuff that only Violet's experiencing,
Yeah.
but we don't usually learn that much new stuff. Like, it's just
Right.
more like for fun,
Yeah. Which I love.
Yeah.
We love.
which I do love. We all love
Yeah.
Xaden's POV.
Yeah.
But
we
this
don't
is
get new
nice.
information. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
nice. We actually get like new, fresh story,
Yeah.
and I love
Yeah. Me too.
That I think is important to take into Brimstone. So
Yeah.
read
Agree.
it.
Agree.
Great. Although, didn't you
Yes.
say she says that you don't need to read these things?
You don't. So
Well,
I
but I
think
don't
she'll
know
probably
why.
maybe brush on the few things we learned in a
Mhm.
different way in the new story,
Mhm.
would be my guess.
That makes sense.
Like, we meet the wolves here, but that means she'll probably bring them up in a different way in Brimstone, and you'll still meet them in Brimstone,
Yeah,
just
and I
not
hope
from
the
the
other
story.
2 that we don't have no idea where they are. That's one of my
Right?
thorns.
That's one
I
of
was
my
like-
thorns too.
I was like,
Yeah.
where are they? And also, how do we not know about this twin? That's my other thorn.
Same.
I'm like, how did
I
she not come up?
I feel like it's really weird that Morel doesn't come up in Quicksilver, that he has
all.
a long dead twin sister that was
Yeah.
also like Fisher's best friend's
Like,
sister.
Yeah, /
It's
could have
just-
been lover. Yeah.
Well, I don't even get the vibes from Renfis in the original story that he's at all incomplete. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't seem to have any emotional turmoil, which, like, obviously a couple hundred years has passed, but
Yeah.
still, with
He
that type
seems
of loss.
He's the level one.
The
yeah,
twin
like,
loss is a wound.
Oh,
It
yeah,
just-
that's a gaping hole.
you don't even get like a hint of it. in
Yeah.
Quicksilver, which feels a little weird.
Well, we shall find out.
Yeah.
And for anybody who does prefer audiobooks, they do have The Gate 1 and 2 on audiobook. It is titled Quicksilver Bonus Scenes, Kingfisher's POV. And then in that, you also do get the other little short story that she has on her website, The Fox, the Boots, and the Dress. So if anyone's
Fox, the
interested
Boots, and
in
the Dress.
listening to that, it is available.
Yay!
Yes. Which the fox, the boot, and the dress is just a Fisher POV from our original story.
It's cute.
It is cute, though. Yes.
Yes.
We get more Onyx content.
What's our buds?
I mean, I can't wait to find out Fisher's name.
Oh, me too.
I just,
Yeah.
Me too.
It's been brought up too much for us to not find out what it is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's definitely happening.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure. Especially
Yeah.
now it's his mom warned him never to tell anyone. Of course he's going to tell someone.
And I do feel like it's in book 2 and not book 3 because of this little short story.
Amen. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. The third book is going to be the repercussions for not listening to Mama.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 Because it definitely does feel like this next book is going to be like a heavy setup book
Uh-huh.
for book 3,
Mhm.
which I actually often like setup books.
Me too, because we love a
Mhm.
cliffhanger. We love
Yeah.
to theorize on like what
Mhm.
could possibly.
Yep. She said this book is a lot of information, a lot of world building, a few twists, which I'm like,
We love a twist.
what are the twists going to be?
We love a
I mean, the
twist.
Carrie Ann Swift twist was like the best twist of all time. So we know she
Yeah.
can do it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was such a good one. That's so
Such a
true.
good one. And it's done in the best way of just like, well, you didn't let me finish introducing myself.
Oh, it was the best.
The
It was
best
so
mic
good.
drop of all time.
Standing in his power.
Yes.
I love it.
One of my buds is definitely the dragons. Like, I just,
Yeah.
strong dragon vibes.
Yeah.
Strong
Same.
dragon
I mean,
and I
can't
love
wait.
that they're so different. Obviously, we all know Empyrean's a popular series. She knows Empyrean's a popular series. I love that she made them really different.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
I
like-
agree.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, I think that wraps us up of our deep dive into the gate. Our favorite shadow daddy, ghost sister, god swords, and enough emotional damage to last us until the next book, which comes out on Tuesday for us as we're recording right now. But
Yes.
as this episode premieres, hopefully you have it in your hands and are busy reading it. Woo!
Woo!
And if your heart's not shattered, did you even read it? But don't panic. Next month, we're diving into Brimstone, book 2 in the Fae and Alchemy series, which just came out. So the chaos is just getting started.
Expect fae drama, alchemical disasters, and morally questionable choices. Our natural habitat. And of course, we'll be back with theories, breakdowns, and unhinged commentary.
So grab your copies, prep your cocktails, and get ready to descend into Brimstone with us.
And before you head out, don't forget to rate and review the podcast. It helps other romantasy gremlins find us.
We'll see you next month.
And until then,
Saucy Scribes out.
love you.
Bye. Love you.